Do you fancy a trip to the charity shops to see what Christmassy things we can find? Let's head out to Sittingbourne, which is on the A2, the old Roman road between Dover and London. Now, if you're a flower arranging fan, always looking for your next vase in the charity shop, you love crafting or visiting flower festivals, I would love it if you would consider subscribing to my channel. All you need to do is to tap the button marked subscribe, and that means next time you open the YouTube app on your phone, your tablet or your computer, one of my videos will be waiting for you. Let's start at Roman Square and the Shore Trust. I always find this the most reasonably priced charity shop in town, and just across the way there's Demelza House and then Scope. I always like to head over to the bric-a-brac first of all. I'm primarily looking for flower arranging vases and other paraphernalia, and sometimes crockery too. I've got a growing collection of red and white transferware. I wonder who this is made by. Barrett's in the Elizabethan pattern for £1.50. This jug didn't come home with me. I'm still going through a thrifting and then a decluttering stage at home, but my friends who are with me, Jan and Lisa, did buy a couple of things from the shop. Lots of lovely glassware, so if you're celebrating with friends over the festive season, don't forget to think about buying your glasses second hand. And what a great idea here. I think this was priced, yes, £7.50, which I thought was quite a lot of money, but a really good way of displaying your Christmas baubles if you've got too many to add onto your tree, or perhaps if you've got some special ones that you really want to showcase. I tend to do this with my vintage baubles in an open dish, something like a fruit bowl. And perhaps you need a cuddly toy to take home for your collection. These look practically brand new. There was a lovely window display too. You can just see the bottom of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer there, but Christmas pyjamas, door wreaths, and right at the bottom there was a set of bubble baths and bath bombs. They were in their original packaging and would make a fabulous gift. Let me know in the comments whether you go to the charity shops for presents. In fact, on this trip I did buy a present which I can't show you, a set of champagne glasses and beautiful white damask napkins. It was a very dreary Saturday morning when we visited Sittingbourne, so there was hardly anyone else in sight. Next stop it's Demelza, the children's hospice, with a really lovely festive window display. So don't forget, if you're going to the charity shop, look in the window because you might find something special. If there is anything that catches your eye in the window display, you'll need to ask a member of the staff to get it out for you. Oh, I've got exactly that Santa mug with the bright red hat, which I bought from a charity shop several years ago. You really will find that if you shop second hand, your money will go so much further. All the lovely blue tin at the back, I reckon that's come from Marks and Spencer's. It might even be musical and would have originally had shortbread biscuits inside it. Are you having a good day? Yes? Treat yourself. No? Treat yourself. And that's exactly what we did on this shopping trip. Next shop is Scope, and I will say if you're having a Christmas jumper day, go to the charity shop first. If you need a sparkly outfit for a Christmas dinner, go to the charity shop first. Your money will go so much further. In fact, this time last year, I bought myself a beautiful evening dress, which only cost me £10. And don't forget to look high and then bend your knees and look low too. You never know what you might find. Once again, we headed to the back of the shop to check out the bric-a-brac on the shelves. If you needed anything to set your dinner table for Christmas, I'm sure you could find it all here. From Christmas mugs to teapots to plates, cake stands, bowls for nibbles, and even cake tins for your Christmas cake and mince pies. I've just realised this is the shop where I bought my 4 100% cotton damask napkins. There were 2 sets here. I ended up picking up the one that didn't look quite so shop soiled, but they were £2 a pack, So that was 25p a napkin. And the champagne glasses I bought were also £2 for 4. Actually, I got my maths wrong, haven't I? 50p each, which can't be bad. Lisa likes to buy fabric. Jan is always looking out for Portmeirion, and look what she found. The beautiful holly and ivy pattern for £3, I think it was. She was very pleased. And more Christmas jumpers. Now, you'll quite often find Lisa stalking out the menswear. Often she'll find fabric scraps, someone else's offcuts, but usually she's looking for the men's shirts because they're quite large, which she can cut up and add to her stash. And I think on this shopping trip she bought some red and white gingham fabric, a gentleman's shirt. So we'll have to see what she makes with it. A wet, cold, miserable and rainy day doesn't do any town any favours. So we took shelter at the Wisdom Hospice shop. This shop wasn't quite where I remembered it being, and I think possibly it was in a slightly larger premises further up the high street last time I visited. 10p a bauble seems to be the going rate for second-hand decorations. I recently bought 10 for £1 in a white soaked silvery colour so I could decoupage them. The merchandising in the shop was fabulous, and they had a display of books stacked up in rainbow colours. And I heard the shop assistant saying not to worry about it falling down because it had a metal pole running right the way through the middle of it. Next stop was the British Heart Foundation. I think they might also have a furniture store further down the high street, but we didn't get there. This is quite a small shop. It's absolutely packed, so you will need to squeeze down the aisles. And I will say that I think this is the most expensive charity shop in Sittingbourne. So have a look next time you visit and see what you can find. The weather was just awful. It was the middle of Storm Dara. But fortunately, it was nice and dry inside, so I headed straight to the back of the shop and spotted this Spode saucer, but £5, way too much money for me. I would have picked that up at a car boot fair for 50p or £1, or perhaps even have been prepared to have paid £2.50. You can see how fashions change over time. Do you remember when grey and mustard were very in vogue? Spotted a little dish here with a flower frog on top, £6. And let's check out the Christmas shelves. The holiday candles, I thought they might have been Advent countdown candles, but they were just the plain reds. So a quick scan around the shop, and then my eye settled back on these glassware. Champagne flutes, 6 of them for £5, is that? And can you see the rose bowl next to the champagne flutes with the metal grid on the top? I think that was £5, £5.99, again out of my price range. But I did quite like the look of this glass Christmas tree until I turned it over, £7. I'll tell you though, it's been preying on my mind, and I'm heading back to Sittingbourne in a few days to go out with friends, so I may well take a look and see whether I can find it. We then dashed down the high street, getting caught in the rain, and headed to the Forum Centre, which is a small covered shopping arcade, and went to cancer research. And as you saw from the shop window, everything is £5 or under. I rather like the look of this pair of brass candlesticks. Some striking red crockery, £2 a plate, or perhaps it was £2 a set. And you've guessed it, there's always some Wedgwood to find. Is this the Clementine pattern? I can't quite remember. I don't think I've seen the candle holder before, and I quite like the shape on the pot, but perhaps I've just been charity shopping for too long and these pieces are starting to become familiar. I don't actually want to collect them. 25p a bauble. Having just said I thought the going rate was 10p a bauble, although I will say I think these were slightly larger than the ones I spotted in the other shop. Father Christmas biscuit barrel and lots of other Christmassy bits. As the year's coming to an end, I'm wondering whether your thoughts are turning to New Year's resolutions. And if you'd like to finesse your flower arranging skills, why don't you consider becoming a member of my YouTube channel? You pay a membership fee direct to YouTube and get free access to my online flower arranging club. Well, that's all for me for now, and I'll see you again next time.